Welcome to EngVibe Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to EngVibe Podcast. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex.
We're really happy that you are here with us today. If you enjoy learning English in a simple and natural way, make sure you subscribe to this channel, like the video, and share it with someone who is also learning English.
Yeah, exactly. Because our goal here is simple. We want to help you become more confident in English step by step.
Right, and today's topic is something very interesting, and honestly, something that can completely change the way you learn English.
Yes. Today, we are talking about think in English.
Now, this might sound simple, right?
Yeah, many people hear this advice all the time.
Exactly. Teachers say it, YouTube videos say it, English books say it. But the real question is, how do you actually do it?
Yeah, because many learners say, Emma, Alex, I want to think in English, but my brain automatically starts thinking in my native language.
That is completely normal.
Absolutely normal.
So today, we are going to explain why thinking in English is important, why it feels difficult, and how you can train your brain to do it naturally.
And don't worry, we will explain everything in a very simple way.
So Alex, let me ask you something.
Sure.
When people start learning English, what is the biggest mistake they usually make?
Good question. Well, the biggest mistake is translation.
Translation?
Yeah, learners first think in their own language, then they translate the sentence into English.
Oh, that happens a lot.
For example, someone wants to say something simple like, I'm going to the market. But instead of thinking directly in English, their brain first creates the sentence in their native language.
Right.
Then the brain tries to translate it word by word.
And that makes speaking very slow.
Exactly. The person pauses, thinks, translates, checks grammar, and by that time, the conversation has already moved on.
That's true.
And that is why many learners say, I understand English, but I can't speak English.
Because understanding is passive, but speaking requires fast thinking.
Right. Speaking needs instant thinking.
And the only way to do that is to train your brain to think directly in English.
Exactly.
But here's the interesting part.
What?
Your brain is actually capable of learning this very easily.
Yes, absolutely.
The problem is not intelligence. The problem is habit.
Right.
Your brain has been thinking in your native language for many years. Maybe 10 years, maybe 20 years, maybe even longer.
So suddenly asking your brain to switch languages.
It takes some practice.
Exactly.
But the good news is, it's completely possible.
Yes.
Millions of people around the world have done it.
And you can do it too.
So, Alex, maybe we should start with something simple.
Sure.
Let's explain the first step to thinking in English.
Great idea.
Step 1 is start with very small thoughts.
Yes. This is extremely important. Many learners make a big mistake here. They try to think complicated thoughts in English immediately, like deep opinions, long explanations, or complex stories, but their brain is not ready yet.
Exactly. Instead, start with very simple thoughts. For example, when you wake up in the morning, your brain might think something like, I am tired. I need coffee. It's very hot today. These are simple thoughts.
And you can easily say them in English.
Another good example is when you're walking outside.
Yes.
Look at things around you and describe them in English. Like, I see a dog. That car is red. The sky looks beautiful today.
This may feel a little strange at first.
Yeah, maybe a little funny.
But this exercise is very powerful because you are training your brain to connect ideas directly with English words, without translation.
Exactly. Alex, I remember something interesting.
What is that?
When children learn their first language, they don't translate.
That's true. A child sees a dog and learns the word dog, not the translation of dog.
Right. Their brain directly connects the object with the word, and that is exactly what we want English learners to do.
Yes, connect ideas and experiences directly with English.
Now let's talk about another technique.
Okay.
This one is very helpful.
What is it?
Narrate your life in English.
I love this technique.
Me too. Basically, imagine that you are the narrator of your own life.
Like a documentary.
Exactly.
For example, I am walking to the kitchen. I am opening the refrigerator. I am making tea. I am checking my phone. See? Very simple sentences, but extremely powerful practice, because your brain starts forming sentences automatically.
And the best part is?
You can do this anywhere.
At home, on the bus,
While cooking,
while exercising.
even while brushing your teeth.
Exactly. But Alex, many learners have another problem.
What problem?
They say, I don't know enough vocabulary to think in English.
Oh, yes, that is a very common fear. But honestly, it's not completely true.
Right.
You don't need thousands of words. You just need basic vocabulary, because most daily thoughts are simple. For example, I am hungry, I am late, I like this, I don't understand.
And once you start thinking in simple sentences, your vocabulary will grow naturally.
Exactly, because your brain will start noticing English words everywhere. In movies, in songs, on social media, in conversations.
And slowly thinking in English becomes easier.
Yes. Now, let's talk about another powerful technique.
Okay.
Talking to yourself in English.
Some people might think that sounds strange.
Yeah, maybe a little, but it's actually a fantastic learning method. Because when you talk to yourself, there is no pressure, no fear of mistakes, no judgment. You can speak slowly, you can pause, you can try new words, and your confidence grows.
Exactly. Another great way to improve thinking in English is listening.
Yes, listening is very powerful.
When you listen to English regularly, your brain becomes familiar with the rhythm of the language, the sentence patterns, the pronunciation, and slowly, your brain starts copying those patterns, which makes thinking in English much easier.
That's why podcasts like this one can be helpful.
Yes.
You listen to natural conversations, and your brain learns how English actually sounds, not just textbook English.
Exactly. Alex, before we finish today's episode,
Yeah?
let's summarize the key ideas.
Good idea.
First, stop translating.
Second, start with small thoughts.
Third, describe things around you.
Fourth, narrate your daily actions.
Fifth, talk to yourself in English.
And sixth, listen to English regularly.
If you practice these steps every day, your brain will slowly learn to think in English naturally.
And remember something very important.
What is that?
Progress takes time.
Yes.
Don't expect perfection in 1 week, or even 1 month. But if you stay consistent, your English will improve, little by little, day by day.
And one day, you will realize something surprising.
What?
You are thinking in English without even noticing.
And that moment feels amazing.
Absolutely. All right, everyone. That's all for today's episode of the EngVibe podcast.
We hope this conversation helped you understand how to start thinking in English.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends who are learning English.
And remember, your English journey doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to continue.
Thanks for listening. See you in the next episode. Bye, everyone. Take care.